Well, hello everybody, and look at what we have today. 80 degrees here at 5:40 p.m. and it did make it up to 84 degrees today. It was a really nice spring day. And look at the winds. Yeah, winds are down 2 to 8. Now, that's now, but earlier this morning, there were some heavier gusts than that. They were probably running around 10 to 12, somewhere in that area. And I checked back on my records, and apparently, that if today would have been considered a no wind day, that would have been 13 days, counting today, would have been 13 days since November 1st of 2020. That had no wind. I mean, we've had wind every other day. It's just wind, 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 wind. Except for just 2 weeks of scattered days, not all at once, not all in a row, but we had 2 weeks since November 1st of no wind. Oh my God. I'm just happy to see it like this today. It was just great. So anyway, I've got to get myself a container here and head down to the garden house and pick myself some broccoli, because I was going to do excuse me, I was going to do pizza tonight, but the temperatures are so warm, I didn't feel like heating up the cabin any more than I have. I've even got the fan running up here. It's just to cool things down a little bit in here, because it's pretty warm inside. It's 88 degrees in here. So, well, I've had the door partially open, so yeah, the temperature's gone up. We're supposed to have this all the way through the week. We're supposed to have nice weather like this. It might drop back down into the low 70s, but it's going to be nice all week. But then again, the forecast for 14-day forecast coming up next week is supposed to drop back down to the low to mid 60s during the day and 40s again at night. So anyway, I changed my mind. I'm going to have garlic chicken wings on the barbecue tonight. So I'm going to go get some broccoli to go with that, because I got to have broccoli. Yeah, that reminds me of a joke, but I don't know if there's any young ones watching this, so I can't tell that joke. All right, so let's move on down the line. Well, my neighbor came by yesterday, and the person that I did the water for up there, her son is the one that's renting that cabin, and I had loaned him some water while we were putting in his water tank and pump and all of that, so that he could have some water to live on. So I had loaned him that 5-gallon container of water, and now everything was all done, so I asked for it back, and nice guy brought it back full. Well, he had his mom bring it back full, but yeah, that's the kind of people I like, and that's the kind of people I like living with out here in the desert. Not the kind of people that put up 20 acres of illegal marijuana grow houses. I don't like that. Oh, anyway, I'm going to head on down here because I got a few other things I want to show you in the garden house. So I was going through there today, and I'm checking on the grafts, and checking on plants and watering things, because it was hot today, and it's going to be even hotter tomorrow. So I'll be down here first thing in the morning to open up those roof vents to let some of the heat out. I'm just keeping the doors on this greenhouse open day and night, and it kind of helps keep the temperatures down a little bit. But everything is really doing well in here, and I'm going to show you some of the things. Look at this. The sweet potatoes are really kicking up. So carrots are really kicking out. And then I looked in here, and right inside of there's a little cucumber growing on my bush. So cool. Well, not on my bush, on that bush. All right, let's clean it up here. All right, so we got the tomato plants are looking good over there. Excuse me, that frog is back. And one of the other things I noticed was these potatoes. Okay, this is these are those little eyes that I took off a potato and planted. And I said, yeah, those will grow into potatoes. Well, today I noticed, look at that. There's a potato sticking out there. And there's a potato sticking out there. So yeah, they grew into potatoes all right. So I got to keep those covered, because if the sun gets to the potatoes, they'll go green and then they're poisonous. But yeah, this plant is starting to die off already. So I will probably stop watering and let these die off. And then I'll leave them in the ground for another 4 days or 5 days or so. That helps temper them a little bit and give them a little bit more sweetness and sugar. So I'll when I pick those out, they'll be really delicious and sweet potatoes. Well, not sweet potatoes, sweet tasting potatoes. All right, peppers, look at this. I got 3 nice sized peppers on there. Those are Anaheims, and those are really good. I love my peppers. And I got buds on all of these. And then down here I got, on this one is the poblanos. And I got a poblano growing on there. The jalapeno over there is just starting to get buds on it. But those jalapenos over there also have buds on them. So going to be looking good pretty soon here. And looks like my my apple grafts over there are doing pretty darn good. And that one last scion that I stuck right there in the soil, the buds are popping on that. So it may have taken root. I'm not going to bet on it yet, but it may have taken root. And if it did, I'll have myself another apple tree. All right. So let me set this bowl down over here. It's a mixing bowl, so we're going to have a mixer later on. Come on, everybody, guys and gals, let's have a mixer. All right. So anyway, I cut off the air layer branch that I was going to air layer off of that pear tree that doesn't produce, and it's still not showing any buds. So I decided I really don't need another air layer tree, so I just cut it off and I stuck it in the ground. If it takes, you know, I'll stick it outside somewhere in the desert here and see if it grows into a shade tree without me having to waste water on it. That's an avocado scion that I brought in, and look, it's got a bud growing on it right there. And these are the old leaf stems. Those are supposed to fall off like that, and that means that that's taken. So I might get another avocado tree out of that. And those are Hass avocados. I love the Hass avocados. So anyway, here's all the broccoli I'll be cutting off, because it's going to go to flower pretty soon if I don't cut it off and eat it. But I'll cut off all the long stemmed ones, stems and all, and I'll cook those up, go on my plate tonight. Then these littler ones right here will stay on there, and they'll grow into another one just like that. So I'll be cutting it off just above this little flower right there, and let that flower grow into another one. All right, so onions, look at that, it's getting ready to pop seed. Cool. And all my dill over here. What a difference the day of heat made over here. So anyway, I'm looking at my graphs here, and they're looking pretty good. That one up there is looking really healthy. But these only went in on the 7th, so it's a little bit. It's only been what 20 days. That's not long enough. And this little bud chip graft looks like it's doing really well, and it's poking right through the parafilm. So I might get something out of that. So we'll see how it goes. All right, let's move on up. Oh, my fava beans. Look at that. I think I'm going to have some fava beans. Cool. These tomato plants took a real hit in the cold. And I think the cold affected some of my scions, my grafts. But I really won't know. I'm going to leave them alone and let them sit there for at least 6 weeks from the date that I have them marked as. And then I'll start checking on them to see how they're doing. This one looks like it's got a bud popping out, so it might be okay. All right, this is a pear tree. This is the kefir pear. And then look at my peach tree. And one of the things about peach trees, you see this little curly center that comes out of the center of the flower? When you see that, that means it's going to set fruit. That's going to be a peach. That little centerpiece is actually the peach. So this one's going to set fruit if we don't get any more frost. And that's a good thing. And we get frost, all of these set fruit can fall off. But look down there in the corner. Yeah, I got another peach tree growing down there from one of the peaches that fell off of this tree. The seed took down there, and I'm getting another peach tree out of it. So I'm going to be digging that out tomorrow and putting it into a pot like I've got down there, those tan-colored pots. And those are 10-gallon pots. I'll put it in one of those and set it in between those two. And I'll nurse it along and see if I can't get me another one. This is early Alberta peaches. And this one really produced a lot of peaches last year. And they weren't really that big because I didn't pluck them all off. I let it grow because it was only the first, or actually the second year of growth that was in here. But now that the roots have really set, it's really going to produce this year. And I will take off half the fruit so that the other half grows and gets real strong. Okay, so I came over here and all of my Bosc pears are all starting to, all the buds are popping on this. So I'm getting buds all over the place. And this is a Sharon apple that I put on there. And look at the buds on that. There's a bud there and a bud there. And that one looks like that took. So that was only put in on the 7th. So I'm not going to mess with it. I'll let it sit. This one, I thought it was dying. So I clipped off down to the next bud. And then I looked inside and it was still green. So it looks like that one took also. And that came off of the kefir pear, if I'm not mistaken. So I might get some kefir pears on this one also. But yeah, I got buds all over the place on this. And then I got my peas growing down there. Well, it could be peas or green beans. I think it's green beans because that's what I put over here at one time. And that's just come up from an old plant. My apricot tree is doing really well. And I fertilized everything today with a 10-10-10 fertilizer. That's springtime. That's when you want to put that in there. The 10-10-10 will help strengthen the roots and give you really good growth for the year. This tomato plant was under one of the covers. It looks like it might be okay. It might make it. I will prune it back when it looks a little healthier. I took the cover off of it because the weather's going to be nice for the next few days, so I figured let it go. All right, my grapevine. My grapevine is really getting happy. Look at the buds popping on this. I mean, they are all through this thing. Look at the size of that bud right up there. It's really going to take off. I am going to get a lot of grapes off this vine this year. And this thing, by the end of the year, will probably be, if not all the way to the end of the trellis, it'll be pretty close to it. And then next year, I will have plenty of grapes to make wine. Oh, yeah. But this will be white wine because these are the green grapes. Now, that little grapevine over there, I walked past it and didn't show you, but that also has buds popping on it. And that's a purple seedless grape. That's a table grape, but I can still make wine out of it. You can make wine out of any fruit juice. This one here is a clone off of this one. So that one is got buds popping on it too. So that one's going to go up and join right in with this this other one here, and I'm going to have plenty of grapes coming off of that. Cool. And then over here on this peach tree, you can see all the little centerpieces on the flowers or the buds. Those will turn into peaches as long as we don't get any more frost. Those will be peaches right there. All right, so really doing well out here. So it's looking well. The heads of cabbage down here are doing well. The cabbage up there, I let that go to seed because I use those greens to feed the chickens. They love it. But I want the seeds off of that so that I'll have another batch of seeds to plant come next season, because I've already got my cabbage in down here, and pretty soon it's going to get hot and these things are going to bolt. So as soon as the heads are established on these will be coming out, and I'll be filling this in. Now, I've been hoping that that stimulus check would come in pretty soon, and I was going to get the lumber and stuff I need to do my extension out here, because I'd like to have this extension done this year. If those dirt bags hadn't stole my ATV, I could do some really quick grading with it, and I might have even extended out that way and doubled the width of this thing. And instead of going double the length, I could have doubled the width of it going out that way. But I can't grade all those trees and bushes out from the outside out there, the greasewood bushes, because some dirtbags stole my ATV. That's right. And I'd just love to catch them. They just better hope that the sheriff catches them before I do, because I don't care. If I have to go to jail for it, I will. But I'll have a lot of people crying foul over that for me getting my horse back. Because you remember in the old days, when somebody stole a horse, they were strung up. They were put in the middle of the street on a gallows or on a tree out in the middle of nowhere. Wherever they were caught with that stolen horse, they were hung. Well, my ATV was my horse. That was my workhorse out here, and it was stolen. So that's the way I look at it. And that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Sorry about the rant, people. Just had to let that go. All right. My plum tree, that's coming up really healthy here. When it gets a little stronger, I may be taking some scions off of that and grafting them onto peach trees so I can grow plums and peaches on the same tree. And I'll grab some peaches, peach scions, and graft them back onto the plum tree so that, ta-da, and I'll do the same thing with that apricot tree over there. But they're young and they're just starting to come up, so I gotta let them get stronger. All right, the blueberries, they're actually starting to show some blueberries on them right there. I'm not going to get a whole lot of blueberries because these bushes are still young, but hey, whatever I get is good, right? All right. Well, I got everything covered that I wanted to cover. I'm going to cut my broccoli and head up into the house and start getting my barbecue ready so I can cook outside instead of indoors. This is G Bear. Oh yeah, I did change the flag today too. That's another chore done. I got to get the chicken coop ready because those baby chicks are growing quickly, and pretty soon I'll be moving them outside. So I want to make sure that they have a nice, safe environment out there. And if that stimmy check ever comes, I can order another one of those automatic door closers for the isolation coop out there on the chicken coop, so that I know they're safe at night. And I've got to run some cement around that chicken coop because I've seen some tunnels in there, and you know, rats will get in there and rats will kill your baby chicks. So I definitely want to make sure that they're safe when I put them out there. This is G Bear. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to give me a thumbs up down there, and don't forget to subscribe, please. Thank you. This is G Bear signing off.